How's it going, guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about those. Sorry, rocks. Turn signals. So I got some cheap LED turn signals. I got them off Amazon because they were about $14 for a pair instead of $40 or $60, and I don't have $200 spent on lights. So we're going to be tackling replacing. No, we're going to be talking about tackling and replacing front turn signals, rear turn signals, and rear reverse lights, because those suck. We're going to start up here. We are going to replace it, and as far as I know, there are about 3 ways to replace it. If you've got skinny hands, you can stick your hand in behind, get it out, remove the battery, and do it on the driver's side. Or you can turn the wheel, pull out the wheel well, shove your arm up and try and get in there. Or you can just pull the bumper off. And I want to measure some things for a future intercooler, so that's where we're going to go from here. It's just pulling the bumper off, easily replacing them. So here's the bumper cover off. In case anyone's wondering, it's just a few of those Christmas tree pens. I really recommend just getting a bag of extras. They're not very expensive, and a pry tool makes it easier to get off. But they're just 3 on this wheel liner, and a little Phillips head pen that connects it there to the fender. That's on both sides. There are a few plugs down across the bottom in these spots, and then there are just the 4 holding the grill on through here. So next up, we're going to change out these lights. The socket for them is basically back in this area. But we'll get to that in a second. And hopefully I should have better access, either just take the light off or move the battery. I don't know how much play this battery has in it, so I'll see what the easiest way is. I might take them off because that'll give me a little extra space I want to measure this area for a front mount intercooler to put in later, and just get an idea of space and things without spending 12 grand on a kit with no bumper reinforcement. So that's the plan. Okay, so we got the light bulbs out. Really, the only way I could get to this side is to go. Oh, if the dogs will move, sorry. Up underneath this bracket, sort of behind the fender, and you had to loop your hand up, Tron. And I was able to get the bulb out and just slide it this way to get the light a little easier. And then on the other side, I was able to just go in from this side, and I just left it hanging for the moment. It's right here. To replace these bulbs, we got, like I said, these are some Oxlight. I don't know. It was the company off Amazon. Amber white switchbacks, so when they're driving lights, they'll be white, and then as needed for turn signals, they should be amber. I got these to replace all the turn signals and reverse lights in it. I just went with the same brand. I think they were $14 for each pair, so oh, and the whole reason I'm replacing these is the driver's side front one of the filaments is burned out. So It works, well, I don't know if it's burned out or broken connection. It works sometimes, and then it sort of hyper flashes other times. So I'm gonna get those changed and back in. You guys can see there, both lights work like they're supposed to. These do have pins on them that match up with the pin and the plug, so they fit in perfect in terms of polarity and everything. I think they look a lot better in the housing too than the ugly orange bulbs. I do have plans to clean these up. I mean, they're a little dusty right now. Looked at some land that was very muddy, which explains why the car is muddy, but we'll get her a bath. And I do have plans to paint the headlights and housings and redo the lenses. So it's just too cold right now. It's about 35 in Ohio, so it's not warm at all. We're getting the rear done now. Basically the same process as the front. I think this is going to be a little easier. For our reverse lights and our tailgate, there's basically just a little, plastic cover right here that you just pry on this end and it pops off. Or if you happen to be missing one, the cover is just right there. And then for these lights, it should just be these two 10mm nuts. I think there's also a Phillips in there, but just use the 10 mil. Pull those out, exchange the lights, and you should be good to go. So we'll get those done, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, thanks guys. We got our lights installed. The only part I didn't show was the flasher install, because frankly there was no room to show underneath the steering column. But it's just tucked up underneath the steering column. I took the advice of others, just zip tie it into place. If I ever take the dash off, I'll put it back where it's supposed to be. But the other one's still in there, it's just not hooked up to anything. As you can see, everything's working. All blinkers, normal speed, no hyper flash. Very excited with it. Everything looks like it's supposed to. So catch up next time as we get to the battery box install.